Hey, first of all, let me say that heart goes out to the missing. The folks who are up working on the bridge when the Dali hit the bridge in Baltimore this morning. But we looked at the video, and I want to show you a few things here. We got the outbound track, and it looks like the ship is tracking just great on its way out, and then something happens. We can see that the course goes to starboard, and then, of course, we all know the resulting impact. But when we look this video, we can already see the ship has lost power. She has completely blacked out here. She's going to regain power, and a little bit about these big ships. When they lose power like that, the systems on them, you don't just flip the switch and the power comes back on and the ship's up and going. A modern ship is much like the modern home. If the power goes off in your home, it takes a while for the cable television box to reboot. It takes a while for the modem to reboot, to get all those systems back up. Maybe the refrigerator has to sit a minute or so before it starts again. A ship is very much like that, and we see it regaining power. When they do lose the power, it takes a little bit of time to get those systems back online, and that time can vary between ship to ship and whatever systems are on it. We can see at this point right now, you start to see some black smoke coming out of the diesel or the exhaust on the ship. That tells me that they've got the ship in reverse. Another thing about these ships are direct drive. There's not a transmission in them that's forward, neutral, and reverse like on a boat. When you change direction or the rotation on the prop shaft on one of these ships, the engine has to be shut completely down. It comes to a complete stop, and then it is restarted in either forward or reverse. That takes a little bit of time for that to happen as well. We see that there's another loss of power there. Maybe those systems didn't come back up, and they're trying to reboot them again, restart everything. But the engine is still running. The engine is independent from that electrical system, and it is still running, still trying to back up. Now, another thing about these ships, when they're reversing hard like this, the stern goes to port or to the left, and the bow goes to the starboard or the right. It's just a natural reaction to these ships as a result of the torque being applied through the propeller into the water. And you can kind of see that happening here as that stern starts to come around towards the port side and the bow swings to the starboard, and unfortunately right into the support system of the bridge. It takes such a long time to stop one of these ships. They're made to go forward. They're really not designed to back up really hard. It's the design of an ocean-going ship. You can still see that exhaust and that dark color of that exhaust cloud now above the bridge, as they're desperately trying to get that ship backed up. And they know it's inevitable at this point. They know that they're well out of the channel, and there's an obstruction in front of them, and they're going to contact that. And unfortunately, it's the bridge, and when you see the right, those poor souls that are up there just doing their job, up working on the bridge, just trying to make it a better place for the motorists. And when they do make contact and the bridge comes down, it It is. It's just jaw dropping to see it happen. Painful to watch. Now as we play this clip again, I've kind of sped this up to show the impact, and you can really see when you kind of take a look at this thing and kind of slow it down, the moment the impact happened and how violent that was. The whole ship had to have shuddered, knocking that foundation and then causing the bridge collapse. What a tremendous shock. Well, that debris from that bridge, as it's down in the water, that's closed the port of Baltimore. And Baltimore was the largest importer for vehicles on the east coast of the United States, with the port of Brunswick coming in as number 2. There's about 7 different ports along the east coast that can handle vehicles. Some are larger than others and have more massive facilities to do that. And a lot of these vehicles that were destined into Baltimore are going to have to find other places to go. One of those, of course, is going to be right here in the Port of Brunswick, as we see this Ro-Ro being backed into its berth at the Colonel's Island processing plant to unload vehicles. All those vehicles are going to have to go somewhere, and you think of the amount of traffic that would be going into Baltimore is no longer going in there, and the stuff that's held up in there and got to get out, they're not going to be going anywhere, and it's going to be a little bit of time before they can get that shipping channel open back up. It's going to be quite the project just to get the debris picked up from the bridge. Tragic situation, and it's going to have effects. I'm sure that Dr. Mercogliano over at What's Going On with Shipping has some in-depth insight into this whole event and what it's going to mean possibly for the price of new vehicles that are imported by ships, and what it's going to do to the rest of the commerce in and around that area of Baltimore, with the port being shut down. It's going to be quite the blow. I guess it's really hits home when you have a loss of life, and that is the thing that really gets me the most, that we had these this tragic event unfold up there. It's going to be a challenge to get everything straightened out, but I'm sure that they have the right people in the right places making these decisions, and hopefully they can get things back moving as quickly as they possibly can. That's about all the time we've got here. Hey, thanks for watching, and please, you guys be safe out there.